Let's talk about the supply chain. More than a year after the great toilet paper panic of March 2020, Americans are once more experiencing empty shelves, unexplained shipping delays, and warnings that we'd better do our Christmas shopping early, lest our family and friends get completely Grinched on the 25th of December. Rewind back to March of 2020.
It has now reached all 50 states. In total, there are more than 6,200 cases and at least 111 deaths from coast to coast.
Just as the threat of COVID dominated the headlines, a trending hashtag on Twitter demanded, "Stay the home." This was quickly followed by political orders to do just that. Shelter in place, mandated quarantines, business lockdowns, travel bans, and 2 weeks to flatten the curve. But those advocating such things never imagined the trade-offs, the untold damage done if everyone literally stayed home. That's because we're all interdependent on other people, still able and willing and allowed to do their jobs. This is the entire global supply chain, a distributed network of producers and businesses, farmers, ranchers, pickers, packers, truck drivers, shippers, distribution centers, grocery stores, delivery services, and an almost infinite array of other functions I don't even know about, and untold millions of people with jobs and skills you don't have. This stuff is complicated. In fact, it's a lot more complicated than any of us can really comprehend. In his classic essay, I Pencil, Leonard Read tried to explain this conundrum for would-be fixers. Although it looks like nothing more than a little stick of wooden carbon, it turns out that the manufacture of pencils contains so many different elements from around the world that no single individual knows how to make one from start to finish. The wood, the carbon, the yellow paint, the pink rubber eraser, all come from different manufacturers in different places, made by individuals with extremely diverse skill sets and jobs. How do all these people communicate and coordinate with each other? They don't even know each other, but are able to work together based on price information that signals the demand for rubber, paint, wood, and carbon at any given time. It's a testament to the amazing power of markets to figure stuff out and solve problems. Now let's look at what happened when politicians locked down workers and the economy. Instead of pencils, let's talk about softwood shipping pallets. Disruptions in global shipping have been identified by politicians as a big part of the supply chain breakdown. Ships don't get unloaded in Los Angeles because union contracts that prohibit working on weekends limit the offloading capacity of ports. A shortage of shipping containers and truck drivers and distribution center capacity are also blamed for the breakdown. But one of the very specific bottlenecks in the global shipping crisis is an extreme shortage and the skyrocketing costs of wooden pallets. Pallets, like pencils, are the result of a vast combination of materials, production facilities, and specific work and talent. All of these things come together to create something quite simple, something all of us take for granted: the shipping pallet. These pallets are an essential component of a complex distribution puzzle used for shipping just about everything, including the food you put on your family's dinner table. There is, according to business economist Peter Earle, a whole science of pallet cube optimization within shipping containers that are specifically designed to be loaded on ships, offloaded at ports, and then loaded on trucks. Wooden pallets are an integral cog in this complex machinery of international trade. Nothing really works without them, and few of us ever think about them until they're gone. When politicians started locking things down, they never imagined all of the damage they would do to a complex economy, specifically creating an unintended and dramatic spike in demand for softwood lumber and the pallets they are made of. Start with the stay-at-home orders, coupled with generous government stimulus checks that created new discretionary time and income for a swath of workers, the so-called laptop class. This triggered a boom in home improvement projects like backyard decks. Others simply bought or built bigger homes. Restaurants banned from serving customers indoors built new outdoor structures in hopes of keeping their businesses alive. All of this sent the cost of lumber skyrocketing. Skyrocketing demand was met with existing limits on supply, such as the 20% tariff on Canadian softwood lumber imposed in 2017, and political pressures limiting the harvesting and processing of timber that forced a spate of lumber mill closures in 2019. Suddenly, the cost of a shipping pallet is up 400%. A seemingly small thing, something we all took for granted, turns out to be absolutely essential. When left alone, the supply chain delivers beautiful things. Millions, even billions of people you don't know are all working together constantly to ensure that each of us gets what we want and need to sustain our lives. The market itself is just a process of hardworking people figuring stuff out in an uncertain world. Arbitrary political decisions upended people's consumption and work habits overnight. And now arbitrary political interventions are blocking the market process from again figuring stuff out. New political solutions will have unseen consequences that few can imagine. Policies that will not only make us less prosperous, but also make us less safe and less able to take care of ourselves and others that need help. And no one really knows what the next crisis, like the cost and supply of shipping pallets, will be. We are now starting to see the unseen consequences of good intentions. We need to admit that top-down controls never anticipate unseen consequences. No politician or bureaucrat or media expert ever thought about the pallet. But here we are at Christmas, wondering why the Grinch took all of the shipping pallets, your children's presents, and even the traditional Christmas beast at the center of every holiday feast.